Well, blessed people, today is Monday, 24th of February, and the time now is 17:25 p.m. That is 5:25 p.m. East African time. And I know some of you have different time zones, but this is 5:26 p.m. East African time, Monday, on the Monday of 24th February, the year 2020. And the Lord has spoken in a very, very profound way. And I want to share with you these conversations right now that you may understand what is coming to the earth. The Lord has spoken about the events that will change this earth totally. The Lord has spoken about a plague. He took me in this dream, and in the dream, He showed me the dust. And so when I took the dust, and I sprinkled the dust towards Him, then the dust came back and settled. I sprinkled the dust towards heaven, and came back and settled like different heaps, little moles here and there, but settled back. This grayish dust that I sprinkled before the Lord as He commanded me. And then when I sprinkled the dust, this earth, the world you are in today, was struck with a tremendous plague, the most dreadful plague I have ever seen. It dreaded me also. I feared this. It terrified me also terribly at what I did to the earth. Again, the Lord has already in the dream, He has taken me, and there was dust, and I picked the dust, the ash, and I tossed it towards the Lord in heaven. And then the dust came back and settled in different molds, little molds down on the floor. It's not plain, it's not flat, the way the dust settled on the ground, on the soil. And then, in so doing, all of a sudden I realized I had struck the earth with the most dreadful plague in the history of the earth ever since she was created, in the life of this earth. And the plague that came out was extremely contagious, extremely more contagious than the coronavirus you see today. Extremely contagious. And people's bodies began to develop boils. And these boils are growing all over the body, the way the Ebola boils grew, but I have not seen this before. These boils are such that they boil up on the skin. They are boils on the skin, but they have an eye. And the eye is dark, and looks like the eye is a bit torn, so that you see the sutures going all around the boil, but dark. And the boil itself becomes a little bit, not so brown, but a little bit brownish, but the eye of the boil is dark. And boils came over people on this earth, a lot of people. It was the most terrifying moment in the history of this planet Earth. This conversation the Lord has had with me. And it was so contagious, very, very extremely contagious and infectious, that people ran and locked themselves in their houses, because it is as though the dust, the Lord is showing me the dust is infecting them also. The ash, the dust on the soil, I see the soil now, and the dust, and the ash on the soil. When you go out, the ash and the soil, the dust, is able to infect you. And I get a feeling that probably you may not have to gain contact with somebody that is infected through the dust and the air. You will be infected. It is a very, very terrifying, it's the most terrorizing and terrifying situation I have ever seen the earth enter into. People shutting their doors. People literally shutting doors and windows in terror. The terror of God consumed the whole earth. And then the Lord said He is doing this because of heedlessness, the heedlessness of man. He's doing this to cause them to understand who the true prophets that are ministering upon the earth are. It was the most terrifying and terrorizing moment in the entire life of the church ever since she was born, ever since she was created. In the book of Exodus, chapter 9, verses 8 and 9, I'm picking just a few words in there. Take for yourself a handful of ashes from the furnace and scatter it towards the heavens, and it will become fine dust in all the land, and it will cause boils that break out in sores and wounds on man and beast. This is a shocking moment upon the life of the church. It will make the coronavirus seem like nothing, absolutely zero, nothing. You haven't seen anything at all yet. And so the Lord has caused me to step forward before him, the Ancient of Days himself, speaking to me by voice. And then he caused me to take the ash and the dust and toss it towards him. And then I saw the most shocking plague. I struck the earth. I was shocked because I realized I had struck the earth with death. The most shocking death I've ever seen. And the terror that consumed the earth. People were running, helter-skelter, shouting their doors to make sure the wind and the dust and the ashes don't touch them. Huge boils began to grow all over people. It was the most fearful moment. People cannot come out of their homes, cannot travel, cannot go out into the wind. And he has done this to be able to identify to you who the true prophets are, that you may fear them and honor them and obey them and come and submit to them. You like it or not this time around, you will submit to them. This time around, I have caught you, says the Lord. Finally, I've caught up with you. And I'll teach you a lasting lesson that you have to listen to them and stop the slander and the mockery, defamation and blackmail. And you'll fear who they are. And then you shall know that the Messiah is coming. Again, on this day, at exactly 17:33 p.m., which is 5 p.m., 5:33 p.m. East African time, Monday, the 24th of February, the year 2020, I have now decreed that strictly based on the words of my tongue alone, strictly based on the authority that the Ancient of Days, the Lord, the God of Israel, Jehovah Sabaoth, the Lord of hosts, Jehovah Elohim, strictly now based on the power he has conferred upon me, I have stepped forward today before the nations of the earth and struck the earth with the most dreadful, the most deadly plague of boils. And those boils will grow upon the surface, the skin of people, and on the top of the surface of the boil, there will be an eye that will rupture a bit, and it will be dark. It will be the most painful boils the earth has ever conceived, has ever been afflicted with. And people will run up and down, and everybody will try to find their way to where these two prophets are, to ask, what is the remission? What should we do? And you will not be able to reach at them. You will not be able to accept them now because of your heedlessness, because of your blackmail. The pastors who are blackmailed, those who are blackmailed, the people of this earth, the mortals of this world that have blackmailed the Creator and his prophets. He's now coming to teach you a lasting lesson, an everlasting lesson. Now, strictly based on the words of my tongue, I have struck the earth with the most unbelievable, most infectious, most contagious boils, a plague never seen before. And then you will fear the Lord. The Messiah is coming. Shalom.